Picture a plate of warm Japanese curry. Now drop a golden, deep-fried cutlet right on top of it. On paper, this should be a disaster. You are pouring wet sauce over something crispy. Crunchy and soggy are supposed to be enemies, and yet this exact plate is one of Japan's most beloved meals. Katsu curry shows up everywhere, from train station counters to school lunches to late-night diners. By the end of this video, you will understand why this strange combination works so perfectly. And it is not really about the curry at all. The secret is a contrast that most people feel but never actually notice. So let's decode it. First, let's break the dish into its parts. Katsu curry is really three things on one plate. There is the katsu, the breaded and fried cutlet. There is the Japanese curry sauce. And there is a bed of plain steamed rice. Each part is simple on its own. The genius is entirely in how they collide. So let's start with the part that makes it special. The katsu. Quick pause before we go deeper. If you're enjoying this so far, tap that like button below the video. It really helps me reach more food lovers like you. And if you're new here, subscribe to Food Decoded for weekly deep dives into what you're really eating. Katsu usually means a cutlet of pork or chicken, pounded thin, breaded, and fried until golden. When it is pork, it has its own name. It is called Tonkatsu, and it is a star dish all on its own. The meat itself is prepared with care. A pork loin is pounded to an even thickness so it cooks fast and stays tender. Chicken katsu works the same way, usually with a boneless thigh or breast. The method matters far more than the meat you choose. Some cooks even chill or lightly brine the meat first, so it stays juicy under the high heat. The cutlet is then dipped in flour, then egg, then panko, in that exact order. Each layer helps the next one cling and crisp. Skip a layer, and the crust either slides off or turns patchy. The order is not a suggestion, it is the whole technique. But the real secret of any great katsu is not the meat, it is the coating. Japanese cooks do not use ordinary breadcrumbs, they use panko. Panko is made from a special crustless bread, torn into large, jagged, airy flakes. Those flakes are the whole trick. Regular breadcrumbs are dense and sandy. Panko looks more like tiny dry shards with air trapped all through it. Because they are big and dry, they fry up incredibly light and crisp. They shatter instead of crunching heavily. You can actually hear the difference. A good katsu makes a sharp, dry, crackling sound when your knife goes through it. Ordinary breadcrumbs soak up oil and turn dense and greasy. Panko stays open, airy, and shockingly crunchy. Temperature does the rest of the work. The oil has to be hot enough to set the crust fast, but not so hot that it burns before the meat is done. Many cooks fry the cutlet twice. A first gentle fry cooks the inside, and a second hotter fry locks in that deep golden crunch. That open, dry structure also resists moisture longer. And in a dish about to meet a flood of sauce, that matters more than anything. The finished cutlet is sliced into strips before it ever reaches the plate. Those slices are not just for looks. They let you eat the cutlet fast, before anything has a chance to go soft. They also make it easy to grab one crisp strip at a time with chopsticks. Presentation matters here too. A neat row of golden slices simply makes you want to dig in faster. Now, tonkatsu itself is not ancient. It came from yoshoku, the wave of Western-inspired cooking that swept Japan over a century ago. It started as a Japanese take on a European breaded cutlet. Then, Japan made it lighter, crispier, and entirely its own. For a long time, the cutlet was eaten alone, with shredded cabbage and a thick brown sauce. Pairing it with curry came later, and it changed everything. Today, that pairing is everywhere in Japan. It is cheap, filling, and beloved by kids and office workers alike. If what you just learned surprised you, do me a small favor. Drop a like on this video. It helps other curious eaters find this exact breakdown when they need it most. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect moment, because the most interesting part is coming up next. Now let's talk about the sauce that the cutlet is about to meet. Japanese curry. This is not the spicy, fiery curry of India or Thailand. Japanese curry is thick, smooth, mild, and slightly sweet. It is built from a roux, a cooked paste of fat and flour, loaded with curry spices. That roux is what makes the sauce so glossy and thick. That roux idea did not come from India at all. It arrived through British naval cooking, which is why Japanese curry feels closer to a thick Western stew. The spices are usually warming rather than hot. This is curry built for comfort, not for a challenge. It is often sweetened with grated apple or a little honey, which rounds the edges even more. The result is gentle, cozy, and easy to love. That thickness is the key. A thin, watery sauce would soak the crust instantly and ruin everything. But thick Japanese curry sits politely on top. It clings to the rice and pools around the cutlet instead of drowning it. On the plate, the two are often kept slightly apart. Curry on one side, crisp cutlet on the other, so you control exactly when they meet. So now picture the first bite. Crunchy panko, juicy meat, rich sweet sauce, and soft rice, all at once. You get crispy and saucy in the very same mouthful. Hot and rich, sharp and soft, all fighting for attention. There is a temperature contrast hiding in there too. The sauce is hot and comforting, while the crust still carries the dry, toasty heat of the fryer. That contrast is the entire point. Your brain loves textures that change as you chew. A bite that is all soft gets boring fast. A bite that is all crunchy gets tiring. Katsu curry gives you both at the same time. This is why the dish feels so satisfying without being complicated. It keeps surprising your mouth from one bite to the next. And the rice underneath is not an afterthought. It is the neutral canvas that keeps the whole plate from becoming too rich. Plain rice resets your palate between bites. Without it, the plate would feel too heavy after just a few mouthfuls. So every element has a clear job. The katsu brings crunch, the curry brings richness, and the rice brings balance. Take any one of them away, and the magic falls apart. Curry and rice alone is just a stew, and a cutlet alone is just fried meat. But here's what most people miss. The real magic of katsu curry is not any single part. It is the tension between them, crispy versus saucy. That contrast is the dish. And that contrast comes with a hidden clock. The moment curry touches the crust slowly begins to soften. For the first few minutes, the panko holds strong and stays crunchy. Then, bite by bite, the sauce wins. Smart eaters work from the outside in. They eat the saucier edges first and save the crispiest center for last. This is why katsu curry feels almost urgent to eat. It is quietly a race against time, and that makes every early bite taste better. Japanese cooking adores this kind of textural play. Crunch against softness, hot against cool, rich against plain. You see the same instinct in tempura. And in so much of the cooking, contrast is treated as a flavor all of its own. Katsu curry just happens to be the most lovable example. It hides serious craft inside a plate that looks like pure comfort. So here's your takeaway. Katsu curry works because it refuses to be just one thing. The katsu brings the crunch, the curry brings the comfort, and the contrast between them is the whole experience. It is comfort food engineered around a deadline, and that is exactly why it is so satisfying. Once you notice that design, a simple plate of katsu curry suddenly looks a lot smarter. It is proof that comfort food can be clever, not just filling. Now I'm genuinely curious about your plate. Are you a chicken katsu person or strictly pork tonkatsu? Tell me in the comments how you build your perfect katsu curry. If this video helped you understand this dish a little better, please leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, join Food Decoded for more culinary clarity every week. If you want to go deeper, the video on the left breaks down Japanese curry on its own and why it tastes nothing like Indian curry. And on the right, you can decode miso, another pillar of Japanese comfort cooking. See you in the next one.